Hello everyone and welcome to the last moto of the night for our quad to end off the Firestone, Firehawk / Hog Lamau season here. We did the quad for the Gooses in the beginning, triple headers throughout the middle of the season. Now we're back to the quad for the Hogs here at the end at Lakeview Speedway, mixing it up with the Hog Woo. And man, oh man, has it been a absolutely nuts night so far. And now we're going to end it off with Fireball, Slaunch, Luke, Soul, Turkey, Camby, Detail, Roman, and Opix. The starting order for this fourth and final moto. 45 laps. Again, it'll end up being 180 total on the night. That's a shit ton of laps. Shout out to everybody for completing that many laps. Who's going to take it all? The championship still on the line. Green flag. And plenty of drivers that don't care about that and just want a full send for some wins here. Already aggressive battling in the mid-pack. Detail going for... Oh, I was going to say going for a big slide right there, but I think we have a caution in the back. Multiple drivers going down, so I think we're going to have a pretty early caution here. Perhaps race to the line on this one. Fireball and Slaunch drafting aggressively in the race to the line, and they crash in the wall. They crash in the wall. Luke goes to the middle and takes the lead. What the hell? Why did we just have to have such an exciting race to the line? That should have been easy. That should have been easy, but we'll take a look at a replay on it. Slaunch and Fireball were aggressively drafting and continued it all the way to the line, and they went too hard doing it. They went too hard doing it. They both got into the outside wall right there. They both get cheesed. And then Luke in third is like, all right, well, guess I'll take this. Right down the middle. They both went hard for the momentum steal, but it was a little too late. And Luke was able to take the lead off of that. Slaunch and Fireball will line up how they will, because they were like basically tied in second and third. But yeah, we was not expecting to have the most ridiculous like race to the line action there, but again, more things adding to how crazy this race night is. So it'll end up being Fireball second, Slaunch third, which again, I mean, that was close. We'll see how it goes. Green flag. Luke lead him down early on here in Moto 4. And getting a nice run on the inside there. Going to get some decent space early on. And going to try to protect it again, and so far, so good. But here comes the outside momentum. Luke going down to protect Slaunch, trying to work this inside. Detail trying to make it work as well, with a 4 wide around the outside. Detail now going to the inside of Slaunch. Luke committing to that inside. This is getting weird. Luke making this inside line work early on here in Moto 4. But not just on the first lap, but like all the way around. Like everybody's battling so hard around, and they're all going for the inside, but he's not allowing it. So they're all just, if they go for it, they're just making contact with him and sliding up. It's working. And massive gains right there. A different strategy coming out for Luke here late in Moto 4. And so far, so good. It seems to be working really well on this restart. Now he gets enough of a gap, gonna go high, and looks like he's cleared. Interesting. Late here in Moto 4, a different strategy coming out. Luke full committing to the inside all the way in those restart laps until he had a big gap, and eventually the gap came. What an interesting turn of events. We'll have to see if there's cautions late in the race, which, let's be honest, there probably will be. We'll have to see if the field, catches on to that, and if somebody else goes for that, or if Luke's still in that position, if he goes for it again. But right there, it seemed to work. It could have been just the way things played out on that restart, but right there, it seemed to work really well. So a different strategy coming out there late in this night in the last moto, and potentially it might be the play. Because I think what's been happening is a lot of the drivers get that good inside run initially, but then eventually end up sliding up. But Luke was like, nope, I'm just going to commit to the inside. We're just going to hold it until it works, and it eventually worked. But bad news bears for him. He had a massive gap checked out, but Fireball and Slaunch are working the draft cheese again. And it seems to be working for them, and they seem to be making some gains off of it. And this is the most gapped that the field has been all night right now. This is by far the most gap that it's been. This is incredible. How tight the pack has been. Like, this is the most gapped it's been. And honestly, this is still pretty good for, like, normal oval race standards, I would say. But that's how we are at this point. So Moto 4, that restart was very different. And it looks like the race in general is going to be very different here at Moto 4. It looks like this is going to be... yeah, I feel like all the Motos have been a little bit different from each other tonight. And I think Moto 4, so far, it seems like it's continuing that. And we're going to see more variety in the racing here on this track. And look at this. This draft hookup is just working so well for Fireball and Slaunch. They're gaining so much time. Luke's going to try to force them down. And he's going to try to break it up here. And try to, like, cheese them as hard as he can to try to get this draft out of their playbook. Because if they continue that, then they're going to be long gone. But Slaunch goes for the dive back to the inside right here, and they might be able to hook it back up. If Luke's not able to get a dive on the next turn, this might be it. Yep, they're working it again. And you can't even go for the crossover. They are so gone. Let's take a look at the speed. Right now, they're working like outside speed on like the middle line. And then, like, getting speed on the straightaway. That's why it's working so well. They're running down the middle with, like, practically outside speed. One last attempt from Luke there to get the momentum. Still just barely missed out on it. But, yeah, like, right here, you can tell Fireball's, like, around 120. You should be running around, like, 100 on that middle line. And Fireball's managing, like, 120. It's hard to get 120 on the outside. So, they're running faster than the outside line down like the middle inside. So it's just insane how much speed they are working here. And it's, I mean, look at this. Look at the gap. I mean, I don't need to explain it technically. You can just tell by looking at it. They're making up so much time off that. So now they're going to be in the front two. Luke's going to have a pretty nice gap in third. Soul's going to have a pretty nice gap in fourth. Detail, Opix, and Roman with some aggressive battling here for the top 5. Camby and Turkey. And look at this. I mean, this. If my technical explanation wasn't enough, if looking at it visually wasn't enough, look at this. Look at this. They're catching up to the back of the pack and just cruising by them. So we're getting, again, every moto has had something a little bit different on this track. This got to be an HRL Classic, right, already? But every moto has had something a little bit different. You know, everybody learning things with the Hog Woo. It's new for everyone. Oh, no. Slaunch holds on to it. But yeah, the Hog Woo, new for everybody. Every moto's had something a little bit different. New tactics, new moves going into everybody's playbook. Everybody learning as we go. And for Moto 4, it's no different. We had that new restart strategy from Luke early on. And we have Fireball and Slaunch hooking up the draft for longer than anybody's been able to do it on the night. And we have blue flagging and pretty big gaps. We haven't had any of those things in any of these races so far. And we're having all of them now in Moto 4. So still spicing up the night. This is the lead over here. This is Fireball. That's number 1. Slaunch right there in front of the other light blue driver. That's second place. And they've made up so much time with that draft that here's Luke in third. Although Luke is starting to gain a little bit more because their draft has been broken up and, you know, they're starting to battle with the lappers and Luke's just running like clean outside. So he's starting to gain. So if the lappers can keep battling with them and make this interesting, maybe it could bring Luke back into this. Where is Soul? Soul is right here. Ah, so Soul's got... Oh, and he cheeses himself in the wall. No, Soul all on his lonesome cheesed himself. Oh! Is that the leader? It was. It was. Detail used Fireball for the draft to get away from everybody else. And Fireball ended up being the one to spin out of it. Absolutely hilarious there. But it's still a single car. It's no caution. And Fireball is still in the lead. Although he does have Slaunch rapidly approaching. That helped out Slaunch tremendously. Here he is in second. Trying to get by Camby, and now he can see Fireball. Where's Luke in all this? Right there. Starting to catch up to Opix. So, I mean, if this continues to go green somehow with the lap driver cheese, I mean, this could still get interesting. This could come back to it being a three-way battle, but We'll have to see how it plays out. Slaunch and Turkey hooking up a little bit right there. What's that? That's Roman going for it on detail. Got a little bit of his inside, but not enough to keep it going. And now Fireball's going to try to take advantage of that. He does. Oh, no. They cheese Turkey into the rock. That absolutely should be a caution. So we'll see if they call it, but it definitely should be right there. That might be the longest green flag run of the night. And again, like so many different things that we just haven't seen in the night happened right there in that green flag run. So yeah, Moto 4 just keeping it interesting. 183, by the way, 183 on this one. It was 185 in the last race, the last Moto 2. But again, we had to add that extra lap because of the caution cheese. So this would be 183 on this one. So we've already went through, with that green flag run, we've already went through many laps. Like I said, that was the longest green flag run. We had that initial caution, then we were going green. So we've already went through a lot of laps. And now we're going green again late in the race. 157. Again, we're going to 183. There's not a whole lot of time left in the night. Championship on the line. Green flag. The inside line, many of them getting a great restart. But Fireball and Slaunch immediately hooking up the draft, and it doesn't even matter. They get so far away so quickly that the good restart from the inside doesn't even matter, but a send to the outside. Detail and Luke of the Rock, so that's going to bring a caution out. And they might have to go around one more time. I'm not sure on this one. Yep, let's say going around one more time. Okay, so that was race to the line. The post send as well. Detail and Luke doing the sequel on that send for the race to the line, but Detail ended up winning that one. And it'll bring a caution out. They both go to the back, though. So Slaunch in second place up front. Luke and Detail, the other two championship contenders, in the back with 10 laps to go at the line this time. 10 laps to go, potentially to decide not just this race, but the championship. Going to the green line. There we are, green flag. And another glorious start for Soul. Look at Soul, great restart on that. Oh my god, 6-way battle already. And Luke with a great start from the back, so it's basically like a 7-way battle for the lead. Have you ever seen a 7 wide? I don't know if I have, but now I have. It separates quickly, but we did have it for a moment there. That was nuts. Look at this. It's a 3-way draft now. Soul in the middle of it. Slaunch is under there, I promise you. Fireball trying to hold on to it. Oh, he spins out. He spins out late in the race. Potentially not a caution on that, but a spin for the driver that has led the most this moto. That potentially creates a big opportunity for Slaunch. He needs this win, but Soul wants to get another one. He's competing for the overall here. Oh no, and he lags through him, and now Slaunch spins. Soul has put the spin voodoo on Fireball and Slaunch. Oh no! What has happened here? What the hell? Was that another? That Roman spun too? What is going on?
Lap complete.
But let's see what happened here. I think we might have to go around again. We do. Let's see what happened here. We're for sure going to have a caution now. But big sends. Detail going for the spots. Needs them. But it wasn't that. It was, well, I mean, it was kind of like two separate instances. Turkey's absolutely going to go wide into the rocks here. So Roman with a big send on Opix and Turkey, I think. They both get into the rocks. And Luke gets cheesed a little bit on the edge there too, but it didn't matter. That back crash was a caution already. But yeah, I mean, it was technically separate for Luke, but that was absolutely caution worthy with Opix and Turkey there. So definitely a caution on that one. So a caution. It's going to be 5 to go at the line. 5 to go. Potentially the last caution restart of the night. And potentially the last restart for the Firestone Firehawk season. It's going to be Soul, Slaunch, Fireball, Detail, Camby, Roman, Luke, Opix, and Turkey. 3 races on the night. 3 different winners. Can we make it 4? Who's going to come out on top for the race and the championship? We'll find out. Green flag. 5 laps to go. Everybody going for those inside dives early. And look at Luke and Turkey from the back. They both hook it up really well. Luke already fighting for the lead from like 7th place. which is going to spice things up tremendously. Detail also low-key had a pretty good restart too. Slaunch back to 5th, but he does have the crossover set up. He goes for it, 4 to go. And there's the run 3. All 3 championship contenders 3 wide down the backstretch with 4 to go. Fireball sliding Luke up. Now going to be 3 to go. Detail and Slaunch, your 2 favorites going into the night with 3 to go. Duking it out still. Detail with a great run. Can he get away with it? We'll see. He's going to be going to 2 to go this time by no cautions as far as I can tell. 2 to go. Luke with a massive run on the inside. Oh, what was that? It spins out Soul. What is that moment? Well, how the hell did Fireball just get that momentum? That made absolutely 0 sense. What the hell was that? Anyways, it's going to be a 3 wide battle. White flag on the last lap. Luke to the inside. He's going to send it up on Fireball. Going to go for the block pass. Detail goes for the crossover. 3 wide down the backstretch. 1 more corner. Detail to the inside. Fireball pinches down. But Detail's got the run on the inside. It's going to be enough. He's going to take the last Moto. Fireball 2nd. Luke 3rd. Soul Reaper 4th. And I believe Slaunch 5th there and crashes across the line. What a crazy finish to our last Moto and our season. Let's take a look at it there again. Detail got just enough of a run on the inside to pull the block pass on Fireball. And take the win. A slight photo finish, but we'll count it. We'll count it. But a massive win on the night for him there. Struggles throughout the night, but closing it out on a win. Finished the first Moto in last, finishing the last Moto in first. Lumau. Fireball takes 2nd and potentially the overall. He didn't get a win on the night, but he's been there every single race. So he's definitely going to be competitive for that. Luke taking 3rd, figuring it out a bit better in the second half of the night, but not enough to take the win there.
Lap complete.
Soul will cleanly take 4th. Slaunch will hold on to 5th. Can be 6th. And Turkey will take 7th there. Opix 8th. Roman 9th. What a crazy finish. Let's watch it one more time. The last lap battle for potentially the championship and the Moto 4 and the overall, because Fireball's, again, I'm pretty sure competing for the overall here. So this is how we go into it. This is how we go into white flag. It's Luke to the inside, Detail middle, Fireball outside. And Detail maybe trying to go for the block pass, but just wasn't able to find it. Luke gets a really good run on the inside. It's competitive with Fireball's run on the outside. And Detail kind of loses it in the middle. But then he gets a nice run to the inside here. In 1 and 2 in the white flag, Luke goes up. Probably worried about that outside momentum from Fireball, but not committed enough to block pass. So there's still 3 wide, but it does give Detail the inside, Luke the middle, Fireball the outside. And unfortunately for Luke, he gets lag cheesed out of it. So that's going to kind of be it for his chances there. He kind of went outside after that, hoping like Fireball to get cheesed or something, but that lag out did not help. But Detail did have the inside line, and Fireball wasn't going to go outside, make anything happen. He just pinched hard to the inside, hoping for Detail to maybe like spin out or bog or something, but it wasn't going to happen. He ends up taking the win there. Crazy, crazy finish to a crazy night. And season as a whole. Yeah, it's going to be Detail, Fireball, and Luke the podium for Moto 3. For the overall on the night, it is going to be Fireball. Fireball will take the no-win overall, the only driver to do it in the Firestone Firehawk season. Yeah, when I said like this race had potential to just be crazy, there you go. No-win overalls ever in this season until this last night. Fireball does it, and the crazy thing is, he pulled off a no-win overall on a night where we had 4 different winners, and 3 of them being new winners on the season. That's nuts. That is a crazy stat. That makes no sense. But somehow that happened. He took it by 1 point over Soul. Crushing for Soul there, but hey, that's still a massive rebound. His last reach night did not go so well. That's a great rebound there. Taking a Moto win on the season and taking 56 points on the night. That's an incredible night. Luke taking 3rd by 1 point over Detail, 52 to 51. Detail taken 4th by 5 points over Slaunch. And Mulligan Cheese will factor in too, but we got to think Slaunch had 3-point advantage going into the night, but 5 points for detail on the overall. You're probably he probably clutched it up there. We'll take a look at those championship points in a moment. Camby and Turkey tied. They both won races, by the way. They both won races, and they tied 6th, 7th, 44 a pop. Roman 8th with 40. Opix 9th with 34. And, of course, Real Deal not able to make all the races. 26th there and 10th. But, yeah, Hog season and Hog Woo, definitely potential. That's for sure. After tonight, definitely potential. We're definitely going to have to send it on a Hog season in general, and maybe a specifically Hog Woo season, maybe just like Hogs in general for secondary series all the way next year. Who knows? Because these have been a breath of fresh air. They've been really fun, and I think everybody's had a pretty good time in all the Hog races. I've never heard so many comments from different drivers. I'm like, damn, that was like the most fun I've had. I've heard it a lot in these Hog races, in every single Hog race, in every single one. It seemed to like keep topping the last one. So we love to see that. And I think we'll definitely be sending it on like a Hog main series, essentially, for Sundays. There you go. There's your leak. I mean, yeah, for next year. I think we'll definitely see that. So this won't be the end of Firestone, Firehawk/Hog. Don't worry, this won't be the end of it. We'll definitely see some more of this next season because this has been really fun. But yeah, again, so that was the overall and the point standings. I'll mention it here at the end of this video if you're on the edge of your seat. But we'll definitely do a postseason recap for it as well. But in the end, the mulligans and that last win, Slaunch's mulligans, he was going through them, but eventually at this last race, I think he kind of ran out of good mulligans, so his bad finishes weren't improved that much, where his details were improved quite a bit. He still had some good mulligans left. That, and obviously that last moto and the performance throughout the night helped push detail to winning it in the last night, going ahead by 6 points after that last race, 311 to Slaunch's 305. So, and Luke will finish in third with 301. Gained points on Slaunch, but obviously lost points on detail there in the last night. But yeah, a three-way battle. They all led the points at different points in the season. Slaunch leading the majority of it, but all three of them leading the points, at different points in the season. So it was a true three-way battle for the first time in a long time, and 6 points ended up being a decent gap, but it was really close, and that was the biggest. That 6 point gap was the biggest points gap. Besides Slaunch, after Waterbug Moto 2, he had a 7 point gap for the lead. The biggest gap since that was like in the first 2 weeks. Was like in the first 2 weeks of the season. So after the first two races, it was literally like max 5 point gap for the points lead the entire way through until like the last race, which is just absolutely nuts. So that's always awesome to see. So yeah, again, Detail 311, Slaunch 305, Luke 301, and then we'll roll through the rest of them quickly, and I'll go through it more in depth in the recap. Roman holds on to fourth with 261. Fireball got really close. I didn't think he would, but he did. 252 in fifth. That overall, that last night helped him a ton. Fireball had a fantastic last night. And again, I didn't think he had a chance. He ended up coming really close to Roman. If Fireball showed up to all the nights, if he had those mulligans, I think he could have beat Roman on the season. But yeah, good season out of both of them there. Soul 236 in sixth. He had Turkey and Opix pretty close behind, but not after that last night. Soul had a fantastic last night, clutched it up, get his sixth place in points. Turkey 7th with 220, but he got that one win on the season. Opix 8th with 210, Vulcan 9th with 114, Real Deal 10th with 63, Camby 11th with 44, but coming in and winning a moto in the last night like an absolute Chad. and Q 12th with 28. That's your final championship results. Again, we'll go through it more in depth in the recap. Yeah, crazy season and a fittingly crazy track and race and series to end it all off. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll definitely see you for that end of season recap when we get to it. And we got grand finals coming up. 2 more regular season weeks for Reach and a grand final, and then just a grand final for Firestone Firehawk. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you later.